Hi there, it's Firefighter Cafarata, and this is Nico. Nico is now 3. Say 3. And it's Thanksgiving, everybody. So we want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Say happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We're going to go over a couple things today that are important for you and your families. There is 7 top, I'm going to read it a little bit, but 7 top Thanksgiving emergencies that go on every year that we go on. The most common ones, right? So the first one is, let me ask if you guys would know. What do you guys think the first emergency visit is on Thanksgiving? Nico, do you know what it is? It's food poisoning. So believe it or not, make sure you cook your turkey, your steak, your seafood to the correct temperature. Use a temperature thermometer and check it. So like 165 in the middle for like turkey, blah, blah, blah. Check that, make sure it's thoroughly cooked. Because we don't want to come to your house and have to take you to the emergency room and miss your family meal and your fun drinks. So food poisoning, number 1. Number 2, guess what number 2 is? The second most common emergency room visit for firefighters and everybody else are knife injuries. Not like shanking, not being stabbed, not, it could be fights within the family, but that does happen often. It's actually carving the turkey, carving your steak, and doing whatnot. So when you use a knife, maybe don't have that third old fashioned before. Don't have too much champagne, right, Nico? And just, stick with a nice, clean, safe way to cut. So as you're cutting that meat, even if it's not meat, bread, be careful, okay? Otherwise, we'll have to be at your house. Okay, number 3. I'm going to go over number 3 here. So number 3 visit, we said, this is a big one, is knives. So knives. I'm sorry, I already mentioned knives. Number 3 is actually burns. So believe it or not, we already covered knives, but burns. So being burned is, it's super common regardless, but on Thanksgiving, it's the third number 1. So that being said, if you're going to fry a chicken or turkey, or you're going to fry your prime rib, or you're going to do something like that, right? Make sure you do it outside, not underneath your porch, not inside your house. If there is a flame length and it goes up, it can catch your house on fire. If in your oven, make sure you use the right, we call them PPEs, right? Protective gear. So when you're actually using your mittens and gloves, go in that oven and be safe. Don't just make a mistake, but it's easy to make those mistakes, okay? And it's not just taking things out of the oven, it's actually on the stove top. It's like lighting the barbecue. It's doing things like that, or even smoker, okay? So, okay. Now, we already covered the first 3. So number 4, right, is, do you guys think you eat a lot on Thanksgiving? Is Thanksgiving known for eating a lot? It is. People overeat. So number 4 is they overeat. They get indigestion, right? They feel like they're having a heart attack. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't call us if you have this overeating pain of being overwhelmed with like fullness up to your throat. But if you do have that pain, call us. We'll come out and make sure you're okay, right? But the thing is, that could also be underlying issues for other things. So if you disregard being possibly over full, don't just think, oh, I'm over full. If you're having a feeling of that, call us and we'll come out and check you out, okay? But that's number 4. Okay, number 5 is everybody's thing once they get home and start cooking, right? They're drinking their wine. They're drinking their champagne. They're having a good time. They start arguing because they're drinking too much, right? And so it's alcohol consumption. So when you're drinking your alcohol, just be careful, be wise. If you're going to travel, if you have to go back to Safeway, the store, whatever, have a designated driver drive you. If you are going to a party, don't choose to get behind the wheel. Right? So alcohol consumption causes a lot of issues within the house, in place, driving, and we see accidents. I was just got off work this morning and happened to see an accident from alcohol consumption. the night before. So stuff like that happens all the time. So be aware of how much you're drinking, be safe. And so that is number 5. Number 6, overexertion. So when you guys are cooking and you're sweating and you're just putting all that effort into that wonderful meal, and you're in the kitchen and you're running around and you're trying to make everything appropriate and good, and you're working the night before. My mom used to wake up like in the middle of the night and work all night, all morning to make this beautiful Thanksgiving feast, right? Now, that could lead to overexertion. So be careful if you get overexerted, and drink enough fluids, drink enough water. Fluids meaning like water. Alcohol could be on the fun side, but make sure you hydrate as well. So don't overexert yourself. So that's number 6. Now, the last one. What do you guys think the last one is? Can you guys tell me? It's when the families are towards the middle part of the party, right? And they've had too many drinks, and they actually are at the point of, at their throats. And they're like, hey, we saw you guys the first time we saw you guys in, a year, and all of a sudden, Uncle Joe, Uncle Bob, hey, Dino, whatever. They start arguing, right? It's domestic violence, it's family brawls, and it sounds silly, but again, just the other day, we went on one of those, and today's Thanksgiving. But just before Thanksgiving, the families come over, and I went on a stabbing. There was a stabbing, right? So that type of stuff happens. And when that happens, obviously, it's most likely abuse of maybe some type of alcohol consumption or a substance. So be wise, be careful. Those are the 7 things, okay? So thank you for watching, and happy Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey and be safe. I know we're going to be safe here. We're going to have a family party at my house, but see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. This is Firefighter Cafarata, and to all, a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.